The trade deadline wrapped up yesterday, and the Raptors were in the middle of everything. But guess what? Nothing happened. Nobody got moved. Nothing took place, but we acquired Jakob Poeltl. In the midst of everything, though, a lot of our players were in the rumors, in packages. So myself, Noor Zainab, Jelani Goodridge-Reid, and Justin Pooni will go through what was offered for Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, as well as Fred VanVleet. But in terms of Pascal, I think he might not be the guy that I think the Raptors want to move, because the one guy that was really headlining the entire trade deadline, and I think the Raptors were actually actively shopping, was OG Anunoby. And Bobby Marks himself said that pretty much half the league wanted to put an offer in for him. Yep. And that just tells you to his threshold, like how great this guy is. He's not the offensive guy that people might think he is, but because he's such a good 3-and-D player, especially a defensive player, teams need him, and teams want to grow with the guy like that. So Raptors received 3 first-round picks offers for OG from Memphis. Raptors turned that down because they said they wanted players in return for that too. Perhaps they got some, but they were like, not good enough. Looking at you, Dylan Brooks, don't think we want you here. And then they were also offered picks from Indiana as well, and Indiana actually has Boston and Cleveland's first-round picks from this year, so they had three picks to offer, and the Warriors wanted OG as well. Yeah. But Masai wanted Jonathan Kuminga amongst picks, amongst players too. So that was shut down. Which one of those deals would you guys have done?
We would have done the Kuminga deal. I think because they want. I think the trend.
The Warriors shut that down, right?
Yeah. I think that the trend that I kind of gathered from what the Raptors were offering with the prices, the Raptors wanted picks and players. And teams weren't willing to give up young players that are contributors to the team already for plus picks, right? Now, again.
Because you know what? Sorry, I don't have to cut you off, but I think what's happening there is all the teams that are trying to get the Raptors players are teams that want to contend. They're thinking that we're one piece away, so let's get the guys from Toronto. And that's why I think, because they're in such a win now mode, they don't care about their draft picks. They're willing to offer anything to win right now.
A lot of picks don't pan out anyway.
Exactly.
Okay? Let's just face it.
But going back to what I was saying was,
sorry.
For me, the biggest thing is there's an over-evaluation or under-evaluation on both sides, right? The NBA feels a certain type of way with these Raptors players, the Raptors feel a certain type of way about their players. And Masai's price was up here, and the rest of the NBA felt this about their players, right?
Well, is that because the market, shifted?
Again, it all ties back into the Rudy Gobert trade last year that kind of blew up the whole market of everything, the over-evaluation of players and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting in the summertime. Again, about OG, because does he still want to be in Toronto? Because all those, again, I harp back to those reports with him not wanting to be here, wanting a bigger role. That's something, right? And he's now a Clutch client, right? And you know that if you don't want to be where you are, Rich Paul will help you get where you want to go, right?
Rich Paul. Adding to your point too, I'm wondering now, like, clearly the Raptors were actively shopping a lot of these guys. So what's the momentum gonna be like in the locker room?
I think it's gonna be fine. Because you even see like Gary Trent Jr. He came out and said, "I'm glad that the guys are."
First.
He was like, you know what? I'm happy that the core is still here. I'm happy that we're still together and we can still play for something. And I think that because all these rumors are gone for now, they can actually play basketball, right? They don't have to worry about anything else, right? But yeah, as for the OG question and those deals, I mean, if I'm talking to Memphis, yes, of course I want a player. I'm not just that to me is kind of disrespectful.
That's
okay, you can't just
disrespectful.
OG is worth at least some type of bench player.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying, but 3 first-round picks, those good return.
If I'm asking you for just a player or two, right? You add those picks too, but and you feel you're Memphis, you feel like you're a piece or two away from really
I get it
title
completely.
Contention. I need something.
And that's what ties back to my original point. I'm saying the Raptors valued their players up here, right?
And Memphis
and the rest of the NBA valued their players like right here. In the summertime, they're going to have to...
But the thing is, like, if you're a contender and you're wanting to
add a piece... Of course, you're going to try to buy low.
Absolutely. But also the thing is, if you're trying to buy a piece and you really think OG is that one missing guy for you, then you should know his.
I need more than just
I think that's why Masai is waiting for the summertime, because teams are going to try to load up. Because let's be realistic here. It's better to acquire a player in the summertime because they have all the off season. They have summer runs. They have training camp.
Why would Masai not wait for the summer to get Poeltl?
I mean, that's a whole other discussion.
Again, then you're waiting because now they have Pirtle back in the building, and it's gonna be easier for them to re-sign him. If you wait till the summertime, then he's got the opportunity to talk to anybody and everybody, right?
And he said like the trade deadline, you don't have to do it right now. Exactly. So that's why I'm looking at the summertime. OG, the thing with Indiana too. Okay, plenty of picks, but again, I would like something. You see the bench depth has been hurt in Toronto. I need something there. So those two deals were non-factors. In terms of the Warriors deal, I was saying all along, if I'm Toronto, I need Kuminga. So I understand.
Absolutely.
They want to give him up. Fine. We're not gonna do it then.
I will say this though. One question to you guys. We talk about how the guys want bigger roles, guys want to get paid.
Yeah.
Guys like Gary and Fred who want to get those big deals, that's going to selfishly be in the back of their minds now. Does that still affect? Because remember, we're talking about the selfishness. Yes. Is that going to still continue on now post deadline?
I think if you're looking at the team right now, it's really the same squad, right? So if you're talking about OG wanting those touches, wanting more, I'm sorry.
It's still the selfishness is still going to be there. The selfishness is still going to be
there. As for Gary, we know he's capable offensively, and also we've seen the activity on the defense. He's capable of making some noise, right, and really helping a team out. So we'll see what happens in the offseason. I know there's going to be plenty of teams out there that will want his services, so we're going to have to wait.
Clutch client.
The other guy out there that was also really heavily shopped, and I think teams really wanted, was Fred VanVleet. The Raptors wanted Terrence Mann in a deal for Fred VanVleet, but the Clippers refused to get him. Not sure why. Like, I don't know why the Clippers would do that. Fred VanVleet's averaging 19.6 points this season. Man's 8.8 points. And again, I get the age factor there, but then again, it's only 2 years older. Fred's only 2 years older than Mann too. So I'm like, I'm not sure why the Clippers didn't do that. And it seemed like they were actively looking for Lowry or Fred VanVleet to add to a piece there too. Didn't make much sense to me, but the one that really pissed me off was the Milwaukee Bucks trying to get Fred for Grayson Allen.
And picks. I
don't care. It's Fred VanVleet and Grayson Allen for picks.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to buy low.
Justin, even you cannot look at me in the eye. Look at me in both eyeballs right now and tell me Fred VanVleet can be swapped for Grayson Allen.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
I need the Milwaukee Bucks. The whole front office needs to go to jail for this.
Why?
That's insane.
They offered and they got shut down. You can't offer.
To offer a deal like that makes me think you don't understand how to offer deals.
There's plenty of deals I saw yesterday that made no sense to me, right? Like, these happen sometimes, right? I just don't know. Okay, Grayson, I mean...
Like, you want our primary ball handler?
That was more so on, like, about the picks. Like, it's not... That one wouldn't be about...
And I think Milwaukee saw Fred VanVleet as just a pure rental, right? They weren't going to re-sign him.
I don't think so, because I think Freddie, had they traded for him, would have stayed there.
I don't know.
No, because they don't have the money. They don't have the price to offer him after the contract that he wants
I guess that depends. But it depends on who they end up keeping after the season too, because they might value Freddie over others, and Freddie doesn't have to worry about, like, they do have enough defense there, but they don't have the shooting that Freddie perhaps might be able to give you, and they have a ball handler in Drew, so Freddie can play off ball a lot.
I definitely think Fred is worth more than those like a Grayson Allen
type
insane,
player. Man,
but if you're gonna give me multiple picks, like 3 picks, maybe 2 players that are solid,
serviceable.
But the
only way I can justify is me thinking perhaps these teams are thinking maybe Masai didn't make his intentions clear, because a lot of people thought it's going to be a rebuild of the Raptors. Right? So they're thinking, okay, they probably just want picks, give them a bucket load of picks and call it a day.
That's the other thing. A lot of teams were confused. Like, what were the Toronto Raptors doing?
No, and it goes back to that, like what we talked about yesterday in a couple of we still don't see a plan.
Yeah, right? Well, Zach Lowe did say it seems like the whole time Toronto wanted to keep Fred. And I
guess so.
Are you going to pay him $35 million in the summertime?
Well, actually,
sign and trade. I don't know.
Guys, Blake Murphy came out, and you know how we were discussing how now you have 3 guys on the roster that you have to pay this summer, and how we're going to have to go into the luxury tax to pay all these guys. You don't have that much money left over. Blake actually did the math, and he came out. He says Raptors were granted $3 million disabled player exception. They applied to Otto Porter's season-ending injury, so they have a little bit of room, a little bit of wiggle room there. $3 million extra could work. We'll see, but at this point, it's like, are the Raptors going to pay everybody this offseason, or are we trading everyone this offseason? What's going to happen? No, it almost feels like they're like procrastinating the inevitable.
It's going to be this is going to be arguably the biggest summer in terms of our future, right? Yeah. Because there's so many questions, so many guys that want to get paid right now.
Yeah.
You just brought in a guy that needs to get paid, right? If he's your long-term plan at center. So I still trust. Yo, Masai, we trust.
And you know, teams in the East are gonna load up in the offseason too. You last offseason, right? You know, certain teams see what's going on out West. Okay, you know what? Like maybe we can't compete with Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly, right? You know that Cleveland, will try to make another move. Atlanta.
Never know about New York.
Never know about the Knicks. Now the Knicks also have an opening now too, where hey, we got 2 All-Stars on our team, right?
Maybe we can build something.
We can, and they got a whole bunch of assets off the bench too that they can move the Knicks. So watch out. There's gonna be a lot of movement in the Eastern Conference again.
And to me,
right?
the Raptors cannot stand pat. They need to figure it out.
I know it sucked that we stood pat this season, but I do think it just means that Masai didn't see the right offer. It just means that he didn't like what he saw.
I mean,
and if he didn't like what he saw, we know. We didn't like it either.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't do it.
Grayson Allen.
But to play devil's advocate now,
don't do it.
We don't know what the value is going to be in the summertime. We don't know what's going to happen. So
obviously the market changes.
You're playing that risk.
I think at this point it's for sure not just the fact that the value is going to be down. I think other teams will be scared to talk to Toronto as well because they'll be like, are we going to end up anywhere at this point? You might just be the boy that cried wolf, right? So we'll see what happens. We've got this team now. We're locked in until at least maybe the first round of the play-in. Maybe not. Maybe the playoffs. Maybe not. Maybe just done after the season. We'll see what happens. Masai, Bobby, we still trust you, right? Justin, we still trust him. Jelani, still
I
trust
trust Masai, not Bobby. I trust Masai.
Oh, sorry. You pick your favorites. Pick your favorites.
Masai got final say. We
I trust
you.
Masai and Nick Nurse.
We need your signature anyway, so that's all good. I know you're going to have your eyes over everything. Keep it locked. Homeson NBA. We'll see you next time.